Ever notice how sometimes just moving a little bit seems to do more than make you sore? Like suddenly your head feels clearer or you actually have energy, even when you thought you were spent.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into the surprising ways regular physical activity shakes things up in our lives.
And we've looked at some really interesting stuff here.
Yeah.
It goes way beyond just, weight loss or muscles.
Right.
These sources we dove into, they really show how basic movement is for, well, everything.
Mm.
Mood, brain function, the lot.
So the mission today.
Our mission, yeah, is to basically pull out the biggest, most compelling reasons why getting movement into your routine consistently can actually change things for the better based on what we've read.
Okay, let's kick things off with something that feels a bit weird, actually. Boosted energy levels.
Mhm.
It feels counterintuitive, right? Like you use energy, you should have less energy.
Exactly. But what's fascinating is how your body um, adapts.
Mhm.
Regular activity makes your heart, your lungs, everything work better, more efficiently.
Ah, okay.
So it's less like just draining your battery
Yeah.
and more like making the battery bigger
Or
and more efficient maybe.
increasing its capacity. Yeah.
Right. So a stronger body, better blood flow. It just means you're less likely to be, hitting that wall at 2 p.m.,
Not dragging your feet.
not dragging your feet. People genuinely report feeling more alive, more energetic day to day.
That makes sense. It's not just avoiding feeling tired, it's actually having more fuel in the tank.
Precisely.
And that energy, that feeling, it
Totally.
spills over into how we feel mentally, which I think is our next point, the brain connection. We always hear about feel-good hormones.
Yeah, the endorphins, that's the classic one.
Oh,
Exercise definitely
yeah.
triggers those. But what's also key, according to our sources, is how it helps manage stress.
How so?
Well, moving your body gives you a positive outlet for stress hormones. It helps process them. And some research even suggests it can, like, physically change brain chemistry over time to make you less prone to anxiety, maybe even help with uh, low mood.
One source mentioned something like sweaty therapy.
Sweaty therapy. I like that.
It kind of rings true, doesn't it? Sometimes just moving through that tension helps clear your head.
It really does. It's a
Yeah.
physical release. And what's interesting is how that calmer state then helps with something else loads of people struggle with, sleep.
Oh, definitely. Good sleep is like a superpower.
Hmm.
So, how does exercise factor in? Does it just tire you out?
It's a bit more sophisticated than just tiring you out, though that's part of it. Regular activity helps regulate your body's natural clock, the circadian rhythm.
Right, the sleep-wake cycle.
Exactly. So by being active during the day, you're sending clearer signals to your body that nighttime is for rest and repair.
Okay.
The sources we looked at suggest this leads to falling asleep faster, yes, but also getting more of that really deep restorative sleep. The kind where you wake up actually feeling refreshed.
And I think there was a tip about timing, like maybe don't do a massive workout right before bed.
Yeah, generally exercising earlier in the day seems to be better for optimizing sleep quality for most people. Gives your body time to wind down.
Makes sense. So we've got energy, mood, sleep, but it goes deeper, right? Into actual brain function, long-term stuff.
This is where it gets really cool, I think. That increased blood flow to the brain we mentioned. It's not just temporary.
Okay.
Over time, it actually helps support the growth of new brain cells
Mm.
and strengthens the connections between existing ones. It's like fertilizing your brain, almost.
Wow. So what does that translate to? Better memory.
Potentially, yes. Better memory, maybe sharper focus, even enhanced creativity is
Hmm.
mentioned in some research.
Hmm.
It's about keeping your brain healthier for longer.
So that decision to go for a walk or do some exercise today, it's not just for today. You're literally doing something good for your future self's brain.
That's a great way to think about it. It's an investment.
That's pretty powerful.
It really is.
Uh-huh.
And of course, we shouldn't skip over the more obvious physical benefits either.
Right, the things we usually think of first. Stronger muscles, posture.
Exactly. Stronger muscles mean better support, better balance, less risk of injury, flexibility improves, and critically, your heart health gets a massive boost.
Lower risk of the big stuff like heart disease, diabetes.
Yeah, heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure.
Mm.
The list of chronic conditions that regular exercise helps prevent or manage is really quite long.
It's pretty comprehensive.
Mm.
And I think immunity was mentioned too, getting sick less often.
That's right. Moderate, consistent exercise seems to give your immune system a bit of a tune-up. So you might find you don't catch every single bug going around and maybe recover a bit faster when you do.
It's amazing how it all connects. Energy, mind, body, sleep, immunity. It feels like exercise is sort of a linchpin.
That's a perfect word for it. It's often called a keystone habit.
Keystone had it.
Yeah, meaning it's a habit that tends to trigger other positive changes. You
Okay.
start exercising, maybe you start thinking more about eating well or managing stress better. It creates this positive ripple effect.
Okay, so if it's so good with all these benefits, why is it so hard for so many of us, myself included sometimes, to actually do it consistently?
The million-dollar question. Our sources point to a few common roadblocks. One big one is perfectionism.
How do you mean?
This feeling that if you can't manage an hour-long,
Mm.
super intense gym session, then, well, what's the point? Might as well do nothing.
Right, the all or nothing thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the evidence strongly suggests that any movement is better than none. Even short bursts count. That
Right.
20-minute walk, stretching, dancing in your kitchen, it all adds up.
I love that quote. I think it was in one of the sources. The best workout is the one you actually do.
That nails it, doesn't it? It takes
Oh.
the pressure off. It doesn't have to be epic.
Yeah, it really does. It stops it feeling like this huge, daunting task.
And another thing that came up is negative associations. Sometimes people link exercise with guilt, maybe about eating or see it as a punishment.
Oh, right. Like, I ate that cake. Now I have to go burn it off.
Exactly that mindset. But shifting that perspective is crucial. Thinking of movement as uh, a celebration of what your body can do rather than something you have to do because you are bad.
That's a huge reframe, changing I have to work out to I get to move my body today.
It makes a world of difference to motivation, doesn't it? It becomes about appreciation, not obligation.
Totally. So, okay, for someone listening who's thinking, yeah, I struggle with consistency, what are some practical takeaways? How can you build that habit?
Well, the big one is start small. Like really small if you need to. 10 minutes, even 5 minutes. Just make it achievable.
Don't set yourself up to fail, basically.
Right. And also, don't wait to feel motivated. Motivation often follows action, not the other way around. Just start. The feeling often comes after you begin.
Okay, that's good advice. What else?
Try piggybacking movement onto things you already do. Habit stacking, sometimes it's called.
Like Terry listening to this deep dive while walking.
Perfect example. Or stretching while the TV ads are on. Finding those little pockets of time. Integrate it. Don't try to just add another huge thing to your schedule.
Makes it less overwhelming. And maybe track it somehow. Does that help?
It can, yeah. Doesn't have to be complicated. Just noticing how you feel afterwards or ticking off days on a calendar, that sense of progress, however small, can be really reinforcing.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I think it's crucial to remember that progress isn't always a straight line. You'll have off days. Life happens.
Definitely.
The key is just don't let an off day become an off week or an off month. Be kind to yourself, acknowledge it, and just get back to it tomorrow or whenever you can. See it as self-respect, taking care of yourself.
So, wrapping things up then, it's pretty clear the impact of regular movement is, well, huge and way broader than just building muscles or losing weight.
Absolutely. We're talking better energy, better mood, better sleep, a sharper mind, a stronger immune system. It touches almost every aspect of well-being.
And the best part seems to be that you don't need to run a marathon. It's not at all. Simple, enjoyable movement done consistently can genuinely start this amazing cascade of positive effects in your body and your mind.
So maybe something for you, the listener, to think about as you go about your day. What's just one small, maybe even fun way you can move your body a little bit more today? Just see what happens.